Welcome to One-Weighted Machines and the B7 Audi RS4 series.
Nice job. So we've got the oil cooler O-ring on the left, and the coolant leak from that hose has really shown itself now that I allowed the car to warm up to operating temperatures, and that hose, the failed hose, has expanded to the point where it's leaking coolant. Let's go over the current codes. The interpretation of these codes is based off of information I've gotten on forums and from things that I've seen on the car myself. So this code right here is most likely one of the flap runner sensors, which is on the front and back of the intake manifold, which has gone bad, which requires manifold off to change. This code I'm not sure about, but I think it has to do with one of the evap lines that run underneath the intake manifold. I had seen a crack last time I took off the intake manifold, but didn't bother to change it because I didn't get any smoke coming out of it. I don't have a smoke test machine to do it, so once we get the manifold off, we're going to see what the condition of that is. But this could be related to a few different components on the evap system. The purge valve has been changed, which is what's leading me to one of the hoses on the evap system. This is a cat delete code of no concern. Cat delete, no concern. Cat delete, no concern. We already went over this one. It's repeating it. Went over this, repeating. This one is new. I searched it up. It most likely has to do with the cat delete, probably in conjunction with something else, like when the SAI pump is not functioning properly. But once we get the manifold off and change a few parts, such as one of the SAI vacuum solenoids that I have, and then we put it all back together, we'll be more clear on this. Cat delete, no concern. Cat delete, no concern. And cat delete, no concern. The coolant leak is separate, and that's something I've been needing to get to for a while. But as you can see, a lot of these small issues that the car has all require manifold off. So if there's anything you can learn from my experience, is that these $100 sensors are worth doing anytime you're doing a carbon clean. Just change them all out so that you don't have to continually take the manifold off like I've been forced to. So once I get around to this, there will be another video we'll run the codes again and see if we have solved the problems. Here we are at the front of the car on the hood latch. This is one of the flap actuator sensors, which has most likely gone bad on this car. You gotta take the manifold off to change this. Based on symptoms and codes that I presented on the forums, experienced members told me that this piece of the SAI system, a vacuum piece, is most likely wrong. I did my best from underneath the car to try to change this earlier in the summer, and that didn't work, and other users confirmed that this is also a manifold off piece. So hopefully changing this will solve the SAI intermittent function. My goal to date has been to change parts one at a time as they go bad in order to see what problems they solve. But these cars are proving to be more complicated, especially with the fact that I don't have VCDS, which doesn't allow me to pinpoint the problems as well. So we're going to have to change a few parts in order to see what codes go away, which ones come back, and if we can get rid of that EPC light. If you'll remember in previous videos, I changed the throttle body, which in this case was not correct. My limp was around 7,000, and more experienced users have said that the limp is around 4,000 for the throttle body. But I had also gone based off of information that the throttle body is bad on these cars when there are issues with the traction control light illuminating on startup. The traction control light on this car still acts up. It doesn't fully turn off sometimes. If you turn the car on and off, it does work. Sometimes it only partially disengages. But the 7,000 RPM limp is there. The EPC light is still here. So throttle body was not a problem on this car. And now this EPC light going away could have something to do with the evap system needing to be fixed, the SAI system, or most likely the 7K limp is related directly to the flap actuator solenoid that is at the front and the back of each bank. So we'll see what solves it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the flap actuator that gets this car back up to its 8250 RPM red line. So be patient and stay tuned. We will solve these problems and get this car back to 100%.